All right, guys. So we're reaching the end of the regular season. Going to get into the playoffs very soon. We're on week 16. We got this one more week, then we go straight into the playoffs. So very interesting looking card as always. This one, again, I like to say I think this is a simple game. I know sometimes things take twists and turns, but I think if I break it down for you guys enough this game, I think you're going to agree with me here. We got Mazatlan at home. They're coming off of a win. They beat Querétaro and they ended Querétaro's hot streak on the road too. They went into Querétaro, beat them 2-0. Very impressive win. I had Querétaro on that game, of course. You know, the luck goes against me. Then we had Juarez, who was at home last week, and I don't think they bounced back this week. I think Mazatlan money line is damn near a lock. My reason for thinking that is that Juarez now is known as the team to take the loss that helped Tijuana break their losing streak. As you guys know, Tijuana has not won a game since November. And last week, that changed when they beat Juarez in Juarez 1-0. Tijuana scored around minute 80, minute 90. I was okay with taking the L. I personally had Juarez in that game. I was perfectly fine with taking that loss because there was no way. You can't tell me some of you guys were betting Tijuana in that game knowing damn well they haven't won a game since November. So I was perfectly fine with taking the loss in that game. But Juarez, I don't think they bounced back. I think that was just a humiliating loss after being on a hot streak. They were either on a 2-game or 3-game winning streak, something like that. And Tijuana comes into their home and ends that. They end Juarez's win streak and they break their own losing streak. Interesting enough. So I don't think they can bounce. I don't think they bounce back. I think this is just too much of a humiliating loss for them. Mazatlan also, they are currently number 13 in the standings. If they can get that number 12 spot, they'll be in the play-in. They'll be into the playoffs, play-in, whatever they want to call it. Santos and Mazatlan are tied for that 12 and 13 spot, or the number 12 spot, we should say. Santos is tied for that 12 spot. Mazatlan, they both have the same amount of points, 15 points. Mazatlan and Santos both have to win their game in order to keep any chance of going to the playoff or going into the postseason. They both got to win their games this week to keep that alive. And to be honest with you, Mazatlan has the better chance to get ahead, at least this week. Next week, that's a different story, but we'll get to next week when we get to next week. As for this week, Mazatlan has Juarez, Juarez was definitely on their way up, and now they came crashing down, being the ones to get humiliated by Tijuana. They are known as the team that lost to break Tijuana's losing streak. So Mazatlan, I think, is the way to go here. They need these 3 points to get ahead as ahead as they can, because it's them and Santos Laguna head to head fighting for that 12 spot. So this is the game they have to win to get that jump on them. Santos has a much more difficult game this weekend. And again, we'll get to that game when we get to it. But as for this game, as for Friday, Mazatlan at home up against a very disappointing Juarez in the last week at least. Got to get this win. Plus 105. I'll take it.